underwater. Managed to rebuild the turbo, was fully submerged, the engine, and finally get this thing started for the first time. But today, we're gonna finish this thing for good. The GT3RS has been one of the most challenging cars I've ever had to rebuild.
Oh my goodness. This is parts at best.
We've got the engine running, we've got the dashboard back in and retried to drive in a GT3RS for the first time ever. But there's still a lot to do. And as most of this was all underwater, who knows what other problems we're gonna run into. Right. We put the front subframe in on the second channel. The engine's in yet. We're still not 100% sure how good that engine is because we haven't had coolant to it yet. We've got all that to deal with, but our goal is just to get this car moving and rolling at the minute. Now, all of this suspension was completely, absolutely cooked off the old car. It's gone. So we've now got a full chassis leg with all the suspension on, ready to go on this side. The other side was fine, so we're going to reuse that and hopefully that's all good. My dad's going to attach that. But now, I'm going to attach this and we're going to work from the front of the car backwards, hoping we're not missing anything, rebuilding this back up. Let's get this on first. We're starting off easy. As we've already built half the suspension up off the car, all we needed to do was bolt it to the car. The lower arms bolt to the chassis and so did the upper arms, and then the track rod ends bolt to the wheel hub, which my dad's doing here. Look at this, it's quite interesting. Here's the drop link here, and here's the carbon anti-roll bar. But this has 3 holes. 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole. And depending, if you put it to the hole furthest forward, the rod's going to be stiffer, middle hole is medium, and back hole is limp. So we're going to go for middle hole because I think that's where you have it standard. Another cool thing is that the GT3RS comes with a full carbon fibre anti-roll bar, which again adds to that chassis stiffness, making it one of the perfect track cars. Now over on the right hand side of the car, my dad's sliding in the filler pipe for the petrol tank. The petrol tank on the Porsche is at the front of the car, and my dad's now attaching the hose to the petrol tank so we can actually fill it up with some fuel. And once he's done that, that's pretty much both sides front suspension connected. And as we're staying on the blue theme, we've got our seat belts reset, and they're now blue thanks to the airbag team. Something which is really going to make this car feel special is a fully customised interior, and that's exactly what I've done. This is only the start of it, wait until you see the rest. But I think the seatbelts are a nice touch. Once they're in, time for the roof lining. Luckily we haven't put the windscreen in yet, so we can slide it in through the front and all the way through the car. And this literally just velcros to the roof and a few clips hold it in. Once that's in, we've got to replace the rear quarter glass. Both of the glasses on this were broken. It's a super thin, lightweight glass, which is really delicate, so I've got to be careful when fitting it as well. Yeah, look at that. Clean. Don't look like a van.
Looks like a goldfish bowl though, doesn't it?
You might notice I went for no tints, which was actually cheaper. And there's a reason I've done it with no tints. I just think with the back windows tinted on this car, it makes it look kind of like a van. And also I'm going to want to show off what's inside of it once I've fitted all the carpet and the rest of the trim. But once I clip that lower part of the wing in, I've then got to push the aero in it, which has the side repeater in. And look at that, almost one complete side. That looks sick. I can't wait to see it with the wing on. Right. It's hard with this car because every time we bolt something on, we end up having to take it off again to put something else on. So, think. This was the perfect time for the exhaust. The exhaust, remember last time when we started the car for the first time, we didn't have any exhaust on it. We've also got headers as well. My pink GT3 is loud. This one, oh my god. A full titanium exhaust with long tube headers. I can only imagine what this car's going to sound like. Now these plugs here are for the exhaust valves, and what they do is open and close whether you're in Sport, Sport Plus, Track. But this exhaust doesn't have valves, we're just going straight full send. So to trick the computer to think it has valves, because if it thinks there's nothing plugged in, it will put the car in limp mode because it's just a It's a weirdo thing, really. So you plug these things in, and that should trick the car to thinking it's got valves. We've got to put these on both sides, and then we zip tie these up out the way. Pretty cool. I may regret not having valves. I found a good place to zip tie these out the way, which is just behind the rear crash bar. And once they're out the way, I can start assembling the rest of the Valvetronic exhaust. All of it made in titanium. You can see how light it is just from my dad lifting it up with one hand here.
Are you happy with that?
I am so... Let's get the tips on. And finally, the exhaust tips, which fit perfectly. If only we could hear it start up. Valvetronic exhaust is fitted, and trust me, I want to know as much as you do what this sounds like, but we can't start it yet because we don't have any ECU. We can't put a diffuser on or any of the under trays because we still need to service that gearbox. To service the gearbox, we need to be able to start the car to run it to temperature. To start the car to run it to temperature, we need the ECU, which we don't have at the minute. So for now, I'm going to continue building the rest of the car up, and we're going to come back to this once we can. But that is looking pretty good. Let's move over to some fluids. Starting with the brakes. There's 0 brake fluid in this car, so we've got to fill all of it. After I've filled it up, I'm then using my favourite tool, Mr. Push. That's going to put pressure through the braking system so I can go round and crack the nipples on the brake calipers. And when I crack the nipples on the brake calipers, it is in the braking system, which stops you from having that spongy brake pedal feel and allows the brakes to work at a hotter temperature. Oh yeah, that's good. Next step, coolant. Eagle-eye viewers may have seen earlier that we fitted the front radiator. And unlike the regular GT3s, the front radiator on the GT3RS is in the front tubs. Whoa! The good news is it's holding. If there was a leak, then we'll be losing vacuum somewhere. Then we turn the tap off. And because there's so much vacuum in there, it will suck the coolant in. But there is air in this, so we've got to replace this air with coolant. Whoa! But now, we can't just top this up with coolant normally. It's going to plug our hole. Hopefully have no air gaps. This is vital. Plugged. As we attach this to there. We blow air across, and from blowing air across, it causes a vacuum. So it sucks all the air out of this. We'll then turn the tap off. So we've sucked out all the air out of this system. Replace that no air with coolant. Come on. Now I'm attaching the air line, which is going to blow that compressed air across the cooling system, therefore sucking out all the air out of the cooling system. And you can see the negative pressure that we're building up here, both lifting the screen into position. Hoping it lines up okay. Remember, we put 2 new A-pillars on this car. It's looking good though.
Nothing. No, it's not doing anything.
Oh no. We didn't have one on that side, so I bought a second-hand one, which was damaged. You'll see it on screen. I got it off someone who hit a wall on a track. I got that repaired by Ren Lens, and they fixed it, put a new lens on it, which is good. But this is also missing a few things. So we have got some of the modules which has broke off the American car. So we're going to try this and see if that'll work. We'll give it a go. We'll give this side a go. Maybe if both sides ain't plugged in, it won't work. I don't know. It's worth a try. Actually, off the purple GT3 that we rebuilt in America, a spare one. So we're just going to try that.
Do you think this is going to fix it?
Yeah. We're unplugging the one that went underwater. Now plugging the one in that came off the purple GT3. And let's see what happens. Right, now we're at ES Motors. The reason we've come here is for the ECU. Now, if you remember, on our car, we've got the American engine, the American gearbox, and we've bolted it into the German car, Talisa. Now, the German car does have the German ECU and the German body control module. Now, that German stuff thinks the American engine has got OPF filters and all the catalytic converters that a German car should have, when ours actually doesn't because it's an American. But the ECU now needs to be told that it doesn't have them in order to work, because when we started the car up in the video previous there, the car's actually in limp mode, so it won't let you rev it properly. So we need to actually get that completely written off the ECU, and the only people we can find to do that are ES Motors. And here is the ECU. So all you've done is just...
We've just told it, obviously it hasn't got the OPFs, ain't got no cats, so
yeah,
you should be able to flick the switch and hopefully...
It's also told us that we might be, well, it could be a 50-50 chance that our gearbox works, because they've shown us a gearbox inside their workshop and how they strip them apart. I've never seen one stripped apart, but the clutches are such a tight tolerance.
Yeah, they are, yeah. You've got to have like literally 0.1 of a mil to have it, yeah. And working properly, so... Yeah,
if a bit of water's in between them, it's a big problem, or they've rusted. So now we can actually tell with this, once we plug it in, one, what the exhaust sounds like, now we put that on, and two, whether our gearbox is going to go in gear. I don't know why we didn't try that first.
Battery going in. Positive battery terminal first.
Then the negative terminal goes on. But we're not trying to think of any negatives right now. This is it. This is it. Big moment. Big moment. We're going to hear the exhaust for the first time. And we're going to find out whether this PDK gearbox works. Exhaust is alright.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Exhaust sounds alright.
Come on, mate.
On. Neutral. Here we go. First gear, first gear. It's banging out because the door's open. First gear. I'm in it. Is that driving?
Yeah, it's working.
Temperature. It might change out of first gear to second gear. But no matter what we tried, the car just kept overheating. Let's do it. But every time it proceeded to overheat. So was that the problem all along? The gearbox won't go into second because it doesn't detect that the front wheels are spinning. It makes perfect sense, but to test that theory, we're going to need some wheels, which we don't have at the minute. So we can only wait for the wheels to arrive, and in the meantime, try and solve our cooling issue. We've tried so many times now to try and get this car to run to temperature. We tried bleeding the system, we tried revving it, and every time it feels like we're getting closer because the fans in here are getting hotter, coolant is getting to the front now, the fans are getting lukewarm at the front. I think we just need to keep going. But in the meantime, whilst we keep going with that, I'm going to start carrying on building the doors up and everything I can do. And when the engine cools back down, we're then going to carry on trying to bleed the cooling system. So now this window's come for this door, I'm going to start here and continue around the car. Come on. Third or fourth time by now. And as
Time to vacuum fill the car once again.
And my dad tried to vacuum fill it another time. This is about the vacuum filling the car for the 10th time. We had time to kill whilst the car cooled down. I decided to fit in the headlight at the front, which fitted great and made me feel a little bit better, whilst my dad was at the back, top of the door, then loosely clamping it onto the window regulator. After that, I'll close the door and push the window up where I think it should sit in, making sure it's nice and... But still, it overheated. As for the first gear issue, I started taking apart the shifter just to make sure I'd actually plugged it in. That's definitely plugged in. Yo.
How are you?
Mind boggled.
Go on.
I can't get out of first gear.
Yeah, fine, right. I've got hopefully some movement on that.
Right, okay.
So, I think it's to do with the electronic system on the car.
Right.
So, if you've got no wheels on the vehicle, it's not measuring wheel speed sensor.
Right, but it says how fast I'm going.
Yes, it will do. It will do, but it will only allow you in first gear.
No way.
Are you? Is that for real?
So just put wheels on it?
Yeah. So what's happening is, because the ECU is not measuring wheel speed across the front wheels,
Yeah.
it thinks it's stationary.
Oh my God.
So it will limit you to first gear.
Right, I might throw this phone out the window in a minute.
Right.
Oh. Really? That's it? That's really it?
Yeah, because we've had trouble with the 992s on our ramps before, and one of the techs I spoke to said, he said, I think that's the reason what the issue is.
So when they run these cars on a dyno, do they put it in some dyno mode or something then?
Ooh, now there's a question.
Because the front wheels won't spin. I mean, it could be that. It could be that. And if it, like, you know, like, it would make sense.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, to contradict, it's like, yeah, how do they go on a dyno?
Yeah, it's a valid point with regards to dyno, and I'll throw that back at them and ask them to see what they say.
Only thing I could do is get my dad and Matt on the front wheels, spinning the wheels as fast as they can. Here's the new glass for the driver's side window. Now I've got to make sure that this glass is aligned, sliding it into the sealed. Once I'm happy with it, I pull the window down so I can access the bolts to tighten up the glass onto the window regulator door. That is the interior, and tighten it up for good. After that, I can put on the door card and the rest of the stuff that bolts onto the... After we finish this car, I'm hoping no support for the front bumper and all the drag reduction system, and then realised I had to put in these aero scoops in first. But I managed just to squeeze them in. Now, the only way we can do it is if we're going to have to let it all out, like all out again, so we can actually properly vacuum fill it. It's the only way.
If we weren't doing that, we'd be doing some toes.
It's still getting too hot. Ah! Damn. Oh, why can't we solve this? Still getting too hot. Still getting too hot. It's looking good, so I committed to it. We're going to start just fitting everything at the back. By our theory, all of the electronics that are outside of the car, that are weather sealed, should work. Yeah, it's working. Yeah. It can go underwater, everything but the engine. I don't know how I feel about these, but it was either buy them second hand or buy, spend another £35 million at Porsche. And we've got, literally, we've got these caps, but they are red, but we've got one black off that side, which was originally with the car, but because this car hit a tree, I've got a feeling the other black cap is in the water. But the more I see it, the more I think the red caps actually look alright. Once I've installed them, I could start into special screws that I can actually rotate. Chance to get this right. And these stickers weren't cheap. Me and my dad have measured where we think the Porsche logo should go, and then we're just gonna send it. And surprisingly, I think we did okay. Then we can bolt the actual wing to the wing holders and finally fit the DRS carbon fibre wing, which is held in with loads. So out comes the Mansory glue that I'm going to put on the underside of the roof aero. Hot air gets pushed out from the back of the radiators. Cold air gets put in, hot air gets blown out. The hot air then goes up, and these fins are meant to guide the hot air away from going into the engine here. So then cold air goes down and into the engine there and into the engine there, allegedly. Slide in the front splitter, which clips into the lower part of the bumper, and then underneath there's a bunch. Rear screen in. Now let's move back to the front. We can now slide the front bumper on, clipping it into the brackets that I've just fitted. Then my dad's going to bolt it down at the top, and after that we can... It's took us about 50 years to line up the bonnet with the bumper on this video, but we spent a lot of time trying to get it right, and I'm still not 100% confident with it. The key for good aero underneath a car, I think. Let's go underneath. As well as the aero on top of the car, there's aero underneath it. We've just got to install it. And you custom make these wheels. They custom, just like the one on the Mantar Racing 3RS. But this one, I didn't have to pay £100,000 for. Because not only did wheel make, so we had to get a new tub for it.
You've not seen any photos of this?
I've seen it in the water.
And even when I went to go and see it, I doubted it was even rebuildable. So much.
usually does it parts bar.
That looks absolutely unreal. The shark blue, the white stickers, the Wheelmania wheels, the white interior, everything has come together to make that. I'm so proud of it, and it's literally one of my favourite looking cars that we've ever built. I guess there's one question that you all want answering. Does it overheat? And does it come out of first gear? Well, I guess we're gonna have to drive it to find that out. But before you go, I want to mention that the new coach jackets have now dropped on the website with the link in the description. There's a limited number of these. And that's the same for the new black hoodies and the new grey ones as well. You can get these with the link in the description box below. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Battery going in. Or should I use more enthusiasm? Battery going in! Battery in!
Like a drug that I just can't deny.